So this is me about to hop on my crimpy V8 project about 3 weeks into my A2 pulley injury. Now, if you've never had an issue with your pulleys, just know this is not a very good idea. About 3 weeks ago, I thought it would be super smart to hop on some weighted hangboarding sets without a proper warm-up, and this left me with some pretty mild pain in my left ring finger following the session. Bypassing all common sense, however, I proceeded to head down to Ibex, Utah for some hard outdoor bouldering sessions despite continued pain in my finger. This led to one of the longest breaks I've ever had to take from climbing, being about 8 to 9 days, and is probably going to keep me out from working on my hard projects for the next 2 to 3 weeks at least. Now, besides the very obvious advice about not pushing through intense pain when it comes to your fingers while you're climbing, this isn't really a video about the best tips and tricks for getting over a pulley injury or a pulley strain. If you are looking for one of those videos, Hooper's Beta and Lattice Training both have some really solid in-depth guides for rehabbing your fingers and getting back into climbing as fast as possible. So if you are looking for some help with pulley rehabilitation, I'll have those linked below. I won't feel bad if you click off this video. For this video instead, I wanted to just go through a session I had in the midst of my rehab process, interspersed with me talking about some of the things I've learned, some of the thoughts I've had being forced to take breaks from climbing, and also a few things I've done to help speed my personal rehab process along. But mostly the mistakes that I made along the way, because that's the reality of the situation. Now, if you guys are new here, my name's Zach. I make a bunch of random climbing content. It usually ends up being pretty fun, so if you end up enjoying this video, it helped me out a ton if you like the video, as well as subscribe to catch the new videos coming up. But yeah, I'll throw up my finger warm up for this session on screen, and let's get into the climbing.
So during the Olympics, they have this entire section set up as comp climbs, which is a lot of fun, has a point system and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can do this V3 in just 2 moves.
This V3 brings me to the first point I want to make, which is finding ways to enjoy climbing during the rehab process without re-injuring yourself. Although this does seem like a really bad idea to be doing a powerful movement such as like this dyno that I'm doing, I made sure to find a climb that was far below my skill and strength level, as well as finding a climb that had holds that don't really cause me a lot of pain or discomfort, just like this big old jug I was jumping to. The hardest part of the rehab process for me has been not only taking a ton of time away from climbing in general, but also having to do such low grades and not being able to grade chase and try out projects that I've wanted to for so long. To make up for this, I've just tried to find a lot of different ways to kind of spice up the climbing a little bit without having any more risk of re-injury, like adding these smaller dynos or just little components like taking holds away to make the climbs more fun. I also noticed that for my specific injury, the main thing that has caused a problem for me is the specific type of holds that I'm using, like the pinches on this V6 that you're seeing here. I hopped on this climb about a week and a half ago when I was still being a little bit more reckless, and even though it is still below my skill level, it was very close to sending me back to square one in recovery. these lower graded climbs, I realized I don't often spend enough time trying out all the fun problems that my local gym has to offer. The route setters at Momentum are phenomenal and put so much time and effort into every problem, even the lower grades. So working through an injury has given me a good opportunity to try hopping on some climbs that I honestly just would have never tried before. Also, looking back on this footage right now, I seriously need to work on my technique so bad. Some of this climbing was so sloppy. Now, before we get to the last few cents of the video, I just want to quickly touch on 3 different things that I've done over the last few weeks to rehab my finger as fast as possible. I bought these portable fingerboards from Amazon for like 45 bucks, and these have been super helpful, mostly just making it so I can be lazy and not go into the climbing gym for those long breaks that I took from actual climbing. Using the advice I got from Hooper's Beta and Lattice training, I mostly focused on the half crimp as well as the 3-finger drag with moderate intensity, just 3 to 5 times a day. Alongside this, the other 2 methods I used for rehab were just some simple icing and some really light massage. These 2 forms of rehab are a lot more anecdotal than anything because I couldn't really find a whole lot of information online about the effects of icing and massage on your pulley specifically, although Google's AI does say these are one of the best things to do for your pulley injury, so it's got to be true, right? So yeah, these definitely aren't the most tested and proven methods for rehabbing your finger as far as the icing and the massage goes, but it definitely felt like it helped me out a lot, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys as well. Anyways, I'll jump back to the last couple climbs here.
It's funny because before I hopped on that blue 5 over there with the heel hooks, I was like, this gives me a chance to work on my form and my technique. It's awesome. Cut feet like so unnecessarily on that climb right away. And then this one had 2 foot slips. I still am choking with the technique. It's whatever.
All right, now if I'm being honest, I definitely fell at least twice trying to get that pink V5, but we're not gonna worry about that. Something that I thought was super cool going in to film this video was right before this session, Tom O'Halloran, I think that's how you say his name, he posted a really good video about his A2 pulley rupture that he had recently, and he made some really interesting points in it. The biggest takeaway that I got from his video was just how positive he was about the entire experience. Instead of being super pissed off about the whole situation and the injury, he pretty much just shifted his focus to other big goals and aspirations he had in other aspects of his life while still continuing to work on the recovery process. Now, it's really important to point out this guy ruptured his pulley, so significantly worse than my minor pulley strain that I'm dealing with right now. And not only that, he's an ex-pro climber, so from what I've seen, this guy lives and breathes climbing. Seeing him be so positive about the entire experience really helped me shift my perspective, and it's going to help me focus on all my other hobbies and all the other ways I can enjoy the outdoors while the weather's still warm, while simultaneously still working and getting prepared for the upcoming outdoor bouldering season. Anyways, that's all I have for the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you go check out Tom's channel. He makes some really cool content, really helpful as well. And make sure you check out those other videos I mentioned earlier if you want some like legit professional advice about the topic of pulleys. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.